Hi, and welcome to the virtual review. I'm Grant.
And I'm Adam.
This week we will be discussing...
Swerve.
We did talk about discussing Age of Diamonds, but we had some tech issues with screen capturing it, so unfortunately we won't be really talking about it at all.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but yeah, just a quick mention. If you do want us to cover your game, maybe check that the screen capturing is working on that game, and we'll do the same next time before we say we are going to cover a game for that week.
That said, we haven't discussed what we're doing next episode.
No, we haven't.
But that's not important right now. So, let's discuss Swerve, Adam.
Sure. So, Swerve is a Pong clone in virtual reality, which sounds like probably the simplest idea that you could come up with for a VR game, I would think.
Well, we're very Pong orientated at the moment, aren't we?
We are very Pong orientated. Yeah,
after Breakout and
almost
discussing
Age
doing...
of Diamonds.
Yeah.
Yep. So, in their words, it's a zero-gravity ping-pong arcade game. The special thing about this for us was the first time we got to competitively play against each other in virtual reality.
And just by chance, like I had asked you to bring your headset over one night,
Yep.
and I mentioned that this one had a multiplayer, but I could never find anyone to actually play with.
For sure.
And it's like, all right, well, let's sync up and see if we kick into multiplayer, and sure enough, it worked.
And now that you mention that, it was super simple to get working. We tried over Wi-Fi, it worked first go. We also tried over mobile network, and it worked first go.
It worked a treat. We don't have internet here tonight, but we still could play multiplayer via our mobile
Just
broadband.
mobile broadband, yeah, that's right.
That said, there is a single-player mode to Swerve. That's where I started out, and I've made it 5 levels in, but the difficulty level picks up very quickly. I never got past level 5.
I haven't had a go of that yet, and I wish I had, because you can probably see by the other footage that you're annihilating me in this multiplayer game. So I think I'm going to go and have some practice after we do this podcast.
Yeah, I know. Like, sooner or later, you're going to start cleaning floors with me in these games. I know it. So I'm embracing this win at the moment.
Yeah, well, I'm a few down, so yeah, I've got to pick up my game.
So there's not much difference with one player. I'll just quickly run over that before we dive into what we're playing in the background. The only difference is that you kick through levels. The difficulty gets harder each level, obviously. There's a color shift in the level design.
And you've got a live system.
Yeah, you start off with three balloons, 3 love hearts, 3 lives, and that's it, the end. You don't refresh lives at the end of each level or anything else like that. It's like, yeah, by the skin of your teeth from the very beginning.
The multiplayer part of this, I found, is so close to a complete game. If all they added was a scoring system.
A point system would be fantastic.
There's no scoring system. So if you just had that and maybe had like a 1st to 11 and then restarted the game. So it's just an endless mode, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. But the game is a blast to play.
So much fun. And when you're spinning the ball with your paddle. And
the ball dynamics are really what make this game fun to play. I mean, if that ball was just boing, 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 back and forward, it would probably get pretty boring quick.
Speeding up every hit. You're using angles off the paddle like in traditional Pong. But you're also spinning the ball like you would with a tennis racket, I guess.
Yeah, slight little twitch of the face as the ball comes towards your paddle will give it, like, if you get a good grip on it, it gives it a really fast spin.
And we're no stranger to the facial twitches, so we were all over this.
Speak for yourself. The sound design's nice. There's no background music or anything to get annoying.
It's just a nice little bing, and it's gradually increasing in pitch, so you get that freneticism from that pitch going up. And
kind of the melody of there's a melody built into the sound design of the game as is. It's kind of musical to play.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And also on the multiplayer thing, there was little to no lag that I noticed. Every now and then, there may be a slight little glitch, but in a twitchy game like this, I was really impressed with how smoothly it ran over Wi-Fi and mobile broadband.
Yeah, it is impressive because at times it starts moving really quick. And I feel like it's balanced really fair. Like I never feel like I'm being cheated because of a lag or anything like that.
So yeah, just a few little things that would be awesome if they could just add, like, for instance, the serve always came to me, so it always gave me a bit of an advantage. Maybe it sensed that I needed it, but it would be good if they just had a way to switch the serve, or make it the loser gets the serve or something like that. A point system, an ending to the multiplayer game. But apart from that, the game itself is all there, and it's so much fun to play.
And I wonder if that serve system is because you were the first to enter the multiplayer and you were waiting for an opponent, and
It could be something arbitrary like that. Yeah,
so
sure.
whoever logs in first perhaps get the serve or something like
And
that.
I get the feeling that probably not a lot of people are playing this multiplayer. If
I
didn't know
haven't
that-
come across another opponent every
Sure.
time I've tried to go for multiplayer.
Which means it is easy for us to connect to each other, because we're going out to the internet and it's like, oh, there's only one other opponent. So it makes that side of it easy. So if you can find another friend with a Gear VR, organise a game, it's a real blast to play.
Yeah, I'd definitely recommend grabbing Swerve. It's free.
Yeah.
So the price
Price
is right.
is right.
There's no motion sickness or anything like that. The gameplay is smooth. I haven't had a crash. Haven't seen any glitches. Sounds nice. I've
Yeah.
really got nothing but
And it's-
positive things
it's
to say.
Quite pretty as well. Like for how simple it is. It's literally 2 paddles and 1 ball. I think that was in their promo actually.
Yeah.
2 paddles, 1 ball. and the walls, the physics on the walls that give you the sense of how close the ball is, and it all fits together really nicely.
I hadn't contemplated that until you mentioned it, that the shifting dynamic of the wall is a great help, because it
Gives you
isn't
that
quite
depth.
clear with the ball.
How close it is.
Yeah.
That's what I had a little bit of trouble with, but I think you probably get that with practice.
Is that
Like,
your excuse?
I'll use whatever I can at this point. Yeah, so that does help a little bit. I did find when I was trying to spin the ball that I sometimes spin a little bit too early and then miss it altogether. So, but it's kind of that risk versus reward system as well.
Yeah, especially you want to nail a good ace.
Yeah.
Get that serve and just get it spinning nice and quick.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't have the color shift in the 2-player as well, or something. You know, every 10 points or something, it's shifted color,
Yeah.
because it is kind of a little repetitive once you're in playing 2-player.
Yeah, sure. It seems like for the amount of work that these guys have put into it, and I'll just mention it's Float Studio this game comes from.
You've done a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
Love the game.
For the amount of work you guys have put into it, just that little bit extra would make multiplayer just the icing on the cake.
You're right, the point system, that's probably all it needs.
and we'd be coming back to it all the time, I think.
Yeah, it definitely will be. I hope some of the viewers will think about grabbing it and trying the multiplayer. It'd be nice to find some other people on there.
Yeah, and it'd be great to hear from Float Studio too, and see if they're actually thinking about putting in any of these features, or if they're working on a sequel or any other new games you guys are working on.
So, and while we're at it and talking to the audience, VRCast have featured the virtual review on the front page of their website app of late, and I'd like to give a shout out to them and a massive thanks. The VR platform's fantastic for 360 video. If you are watching with your phone or in a headset, the app itself works really sharp and smick, and everything looks nice, and that's where you'll find a lot of other stuff that I make, but that's not important right now. I just wanted to give a shout out to Veer.tv. Go check it out.
Yeah, shout out to Veer.
So if you've got any ideas of apps you'd like us to have a look at, or games you'd like to see us play, let us know in the comments, and we'll look at playing some requests in future. For now, this wraps up this episode of the Virtual Review, unless you have more to add, Adam.
I'm all done.
Fantastic. We are done, and we will see you next episode. Thanks for joining us on the Virtual Review. I'm Grant.
I'm Adam. See you next time.
This episode of the Virtual Review was brought to you by Sense Immerse. Immerse your senses in a new reality.